Hey, y'all. I just came back for a minute or two because something was on my mind. Something is on my mind with this preliminary trial hearing. Now, I want to ask y'all a question. Do you think the prosecutors has enough evidence to prove that Jarvis unalive Naziah? Because this a hard case to kind of like. It's not a hard case to prove, but you got to remember, an infant was involved. How do we know that a baby was involved? How do we know she was really pregnant? Going by hearsay. If we're gonna go by hearsay, then we got to believe everything that Auntie Shannon said, not some things that Auntie Shannon says. Okay. Now it's a reason. It's somehow that cousin Rossi found out that she was pregnant as well with a girl, allegedly, y'all. Now look, y'all. Before we get started, y'all go ahead on and like, share, and subscribe to this channel, because this is a good channel when it comes down to investigation. Okay, we don't play over here. Now look, y'all. This is for educating you people, criticism and commenting purposes. Okay, and to bring awareness to what's going on in our eyes. Now, we got to listen to this. And we listen to this, I'm going to snap on it, okay? All right.
Was a wearer ID swab. Importantly here, Jarvis Butt's DNA from that swab that would have been taken around the neck of that sweater, or the end of the arms of that sweater, is there with very strong support, and of course, Naziah's DNA is there as well.
Now, I got to ask the question about the sweater and the DNA around his neck and all that kind of blah, blah, blah. Now, that man work around instruction. He work around cars. He's going to have a bleed. His fingers going to bleed. Neck may bleed. Forehead may bleed. They may find DNA on that sweater belongs to Jarvis. You have to ask yourself, that is clumsy. That is some clumsy work to get a DNA on your clothes. Now, what really can take this case down if the message from his phone. What is the message saying inside of his phone? How many phones did he have? It's a message that we really got to get. Now, let's get back to the DNA.
Look at that sweater specifically through the PowerPoint photos that Colin Green took and put together. We can see that there is a lot of markings on this. If the court looks closely on this, and I did.
Now, I got to break this down. Y'all know this reaction channel. I got to. Now, see, that prosecutors, I don't think they good as like we think they should be. Y'all, the marking on this shirt are the markings that the investigator marked the sweater up. The investigator who did this, the marks on the shirt said a couple things. She said that it wasn't no DNA, then she said it was. She kept confusing y'all. I don't even think they know. I don't even think she knows. I'm trying to get evidence to take this man down with Naziah Harris' murder.
There are 15 phenol-positive stain markings on this sweater. This is just the front of that sweater. And of course, the court paid attention and saw the markings or the damage to the hood that it is the people's theory would have been stab wounds glasses, or something to that effect, that happened when Jarvis Butts murdered Keziah Harris. We also have to look, and it goes to the premeditation element as well as everything he did before, at Jarvis Butts' actions, specifically what he did to attempt to conceal or cover up his role in the murder of Keziah Harris. First, we have the glasses that he made sure he grabbed directly from.
Okay, now, cover up evidence, yes. We can't prove that he had Keziah. Really, to be honest with you, we haven't even seen the glasses. I really didn't see the glasses. I would like to see the glasses. Okay? Now, the glasses was grabbed by his girlfriend. Yes. I want to see the glasses and see those Keziah glasses. Okay, y'all probably seen it, but I haven't seen. Y'all, I can't speak on something I don't know. It didn't haven't seen. I'm not gonna just go by your words. I have to see stuff to believe it. Okay. Now the glasses, evidence. If I see them, cause he said those are his sunglasses. Now I go with that. I ride with it.
Hands, when shown, that are consistent with the glasses she had in the photo from the night when she was in school. We have the jail call to Cordell Wright to get that phone of his out of Miss Davis's car and into someone else's possession, which he testified he tried to do, but was ultimately unsuccessful. And then Sergeant Jones testified that he ultimately did recover that phone from Miss Davis's car.
Now, we know that he is covering up his tracks. He's covering up his tracks. He has to. Because he was the last one with Keziah. And the only reason why we know that he was the last one with Keziah Harris is because that's what the sister said. That's who Big Head saw. They saw Keziah with him. So he is the last one who was with Keziah. Now he trying to cover up his fingerprint. That don't sound right, y'all. I think he's saying something else. He talking in code.
There's the phone call to Latricia Johnson, which was played when she was testifying, saying to get anything he touched clean, to clean anything he touched, to get anything. Don't drive her car, drive his mom's car, which is important.
Okay.
Because when you combine her
Now,
testimony,
yeah, you know, I'm sitting here looking at Jarvis. I'm just sitting here looking at Jarvis. How he trying to make sure what they saying can prove that he's involved in something.
of Keziah Harris. First, we have the glasses that he made sure he grabbed directly from Latricia Johnson's hands when shown, that are consistent with the glasses she had in the photo from the night when she was in school. We have the jail call to Cordell Wright to get that phone of his out of Miss Davis's car and into someone else's possession, which he testified he tried to do.
Now, Jarvis, how clumsy can you be? Why is your phone in one car and Keziah glasses in the other car? This just don't make sense. Y'all, what in the world gonna happen in this case? He got glasses in one and he got his phone in the other one. Or do he really have a phone in that other car? Or did he really have his phone in that other car? Don't forget they tracked his phone now.
Unsuccessful, and then Sergeant Jones testified that they ultimately did recover that phone from Miss Davis's car. There's the phone call to Latricia.
Okay. So they recovered that phone. They got that phone, Jarvis. They went through your phone, Jarvis. They got some information out of your phone, Jarvis. They tracked your phone, Jarvis. They tracked everywhere you went. Now, are you gonna sit there and just take all the blame, or what are you gonna do about that? You gonna spend the rest of your life in jail? Cause she don't have the kids no more, Jarvis. You got to talk.
Johnson, which was played when she was testifying, saying to get anything he touched, to clean anything he touched, to get anything, don't drive her car, drive his mom's car, which is important because when
Don't drive your car. You telling that woman not to drive her car? She and then she gonna sit on the stand and say, "I don't drive that car anyway." He told her not to drive that car, y'all. Why? Why not drive that car? Who saw that car? Jarvis think that a witness saw him in that car. That's the only reason why he said don't drive that car. And then she tried to pretend like she don't drive that car to work no way. So she defended him. We got to get somebody to go against this man. Now let's see why is it important about the young lady not driving her car? The only thing I can see is somebody saw the car. Somebody saw that car, y'all.
find her testimony of when Jarvis Butts took her car those two times on the 9th and 10th, and then either the next day or that same day, it's important because that car is the car that he transported Desire Harris down to 27 Milersburg to either dump her body or to murder.
Okay, now look at here. Did y'all hear what that prosecutor said? They got something that they can prove that Naziah was in that car. I'm gonna tell you what they think that Naziah's body allegedly is. What we go back and said the other day in the landfill with the same clothes and coat she had on and shoes that she had on when she went missing. Y'all, these people think that that girl was out there at the landfill because this is the same day they were looking for Ashley out there, another girl that we worked on her case. They were looking for Naziah then in the landfill. Something allegedly that they found in that landfill that they don't want the defense to know. That's why he said that he either dumped her body. See, I said that dumpster on the side of his job, but it can't be that dumpster. It could be a dumpster at his other shop. What y'all think? Her body could be in a dumpster at another business place.
And then dump her body there. And we can go through all of the lies that Jarvis Butts told any detective or any officer that he testified to. But in highlighting those, he denies to Detective Mays that he was with Naziah at all or had talked to Naziah at all on the night. Denies ever picking her up. Denies to, even when confronted with the January 9th messages, he said that it wasn't him initially. Obviously, we heard in the
Now, y'all, we know he lied. We know he lied because that's a part of his game. That's a part of his play. That's what he does. A manipulative, allegedly lying person. Just to cover himself up. And they go ahead on and talk about the glasses that he grabbed from the girlfriend. The phone call to Cordell. Phone call to the fiance. Clean anything you touch. He told that to Miss Johnson. He lied, denies to the detective and said that he didn't have Naziah. And we know he had Naziah because the sister Cordell and the Mercedes people seen Naziah.
text now messages completely prove that that is an absolute lie. We also have his motive. We know from Sergeant Jones that he was going to be going into custody supposedly on January 9th or until roughly December, I believe, is what Sergeant Jones testified to. We know that that date was adjourned because he said in his interview that he had a legal issue. He said it was out in Clinton Township, but I submit to this court that that's not the legal issue he was talking about. He was talking about the legal issue he would have had if Isaiah had been left alive. He had to make sure that when he was in custody, that she was not going to give birth to any child of his. That's his motive in this case. That's why that's January 9th. The sentencing date was adjourned to February 7th, so he could take care of that potentially.
Now, going back to what that prosecutor said right there. Now, let me tell you something. Jarvis was shocked when they threw his court date back. That gun charge, when they threw it off, I bet he said himself, God dog it, man, they got me. He thought he wasn't going to see Naziah no more. He didn't know this was going to happen. And they pushed it back.
Consistently by Naziah throughout the months that she might be pregnant, and then on 11/27, she says to him that it's hard to do this gym shit with this baby. Less than a week or 2 weeks later, he's searching on Google how to. When you list.
Now, when it come down to Google the information, it's weird how him as been a man, but we don't know what kind of person he is. He's not a real man. Would he Google this, or would he have Naziah Google this, or would he have another person Googling the information? Would he have another girl Googling this, the information? Because this is crazy.
How to not just abort a baby or get an abortion, but how to do it at home. How to get rid of that without any medical professional.
Okay. How to do it, the AB at home without any medical professional at home. He wasn't at home. Was he at the hotel doing this? Cause she little, y'all. She ain't but 5'2", 4'2" or 5'2". She's short. You could wrap her in a blanket. You could push her in a cooler. You could do anything to roll her up out of there. So y'all think that's evidence?
Responsible mandated reporter knowing about it. We clearly have that motive. And obviously, Judge, one of the big issues in this case is proving that Naziah Harris is dead without having a body. On January 9th, she vanished off the face of the earth. There is absolutely no evidence after the 9th that she was alive, that she was sending messages to anyone. Her, again, legal guardian had not seen her since the 9th. No one else, officers, friends, family have seen her since the 9th.
And we still haven't seen
No
her.
social media post reviewed by any officer to this day that would indicate she was alive. There's no messages, no further messages on text now after the 9th. There is a full and complete stop of any activity that would indicate she was alive. And Judge, I submit to this court that if that were the evidence that we had at this point, that would be enough at this point for a probable cause determination to show that she is in fact deceased today. However, there is more than that. Her hoodie found at 7 Mile and Bird, which we just saw a photo of, has Jarvis Butts' DNA on it, and Naziah Harris' DNA on it, and it is covered in blood, indicating that something traumatic happened to her. And the only evidence shows that something traumatic happened to her at the hands of Jarvis Butts. And then we go back to his motive. Was told by Naziah that she was pregnant, searched all of the home abortion procedures, and was going to go into Rain County Jail until December
Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think this is enough evidence? Do you think that the prosecution team has enough evidence to charge this man for murder? They can do it without the body now. I ain't worried about the body. They can do it without the body. Look at Jarvis, y'all. Jarvis been looking like this since day one. What is going through his mind now? What is going through his mind? Because he thought he was going to go to jail that day on the 9th. When he thought the 9th or the 10th, he's supposed to go to court. Will Jarvis talk, y'all? Will he tell? I wanna, please, in the chat, do you think they have enough evidence to charge him? Please, people, answer, okay? Now, let's listen to his folks. And now y'all got to understand her job. Her job is to defend Jarvis butts. Did they do a good job to defend Jarvis butt? Let's check this out. Do they have no evidence? Or do they have some evidence?
Probable cause standard that Jarvis Butts caused the death of Josiah Harris. There's been no testimony of any eyewitness stating that they saw Jarvis Butts doing any act that could have caused Josiah Harris's death. There's been no testimony of any eyewitness that they saw Jarvis Butts doing anything in preparation of doing something that could have caused her death. And there's been no admission of Mr. Butts to support that element. There's not probable cause to believe that Mr. Butts had an intent to kill Josiah Harris, nor that he premeditated her death. There's no evidence of any threats made by Mr. Butts to Josiah. There's no evidence of any threats made to a third party that he...
Now, see, I don't like his attorney, that man. Anything, he should be on Jarvis' side. He shouldn't be making facial expression. Evidence, defense attorney. There are some evidence, okay? Yes, there are evidence. I wanted that he get rid of that attorney right there.
going to do something, or that he had a problem that he had to take care of. The issue, or the statement, was he had a legal matter, and Ms. Davis testified that she was aware of the issue that he had in Clinton Township, and that she was the one that was driving him around to court. There's no testimony that he took any specific action in a deliberation to kill her, or that in killing her. There's Google searches about legal ways to abort a child, not how to kill somebody or dispose of a body. There's no evidence that he did anything.
Did y'all hear what she just said? Huh? That it's no evidence that said that he was trying to take her life, unalive her.
There's no evidence of any threats made to a third party that he was going to do something, or that he had a problem that he had to take care of. The issue, or the statement, was he had a legal matter, and Ms. Davis testified that she was aware of the issue that he had in Clinton Township, and that she was the one that was driving him around to court. There's no testimony that he took any specific action in a deliberation to kill her, or that in killing her. There's Google searches about
that kill her, or that is killing her. But still, if he got what she need to, I don't understand. That's what I don't understand about that Google stuff. What time did he? We need times. Times is very important in this case. What time did he Google the information about abortion? What time did he do that? Okay, where did he go buy it from? Where did he order it from? Can y'all prove that he ordered the kit? Was it ever ordered? Did y'all first said antifreeze, not the court, but y'all people. My thing is proof to where he searched this information. What time did he search it? What date did he search it? Time is very important to prove that somebody murdered somebody. We need a time.
Legal ways to abort a child, not how to kill somebody or dispose of a body. There's no evidence that he did anything related to the Google searches. There's no receipts of purchases or anything like that.
See?
And these text messages were 2 weeks.
Now she right about that. And I didn't even know she said this the first time. You got to have something to say that he purchased the kit if it happened online. What time? How he paid for it. Listen to the text messages.
They were released December 9th and 10th, which was, I believe, 2 weeks or 13 days from 11/27/23, which is the text message about.
Did y'all hear what she said? Okay, let's listen to this again.
Davis testified that she was aware of the issue that he had in Clinton Township and that she was the one that was driving him around to court. There's no testimony that he took any specific action in a deliberation to kill her or that in killing her. There's Google searches about legal ways to abort a child, not how to kill somebody or dispose of a body. There's no evidence that he did anything related to the Google searches. There's no receipts of purchases or anything like that. And these text messages were 2 weeks after they were released December 9th and 10th, which was, I believe, 2 weeks or 13 days.
I think that attorney right there is so disrespectful. That attorney right there need to be fired, y'all. He's sitting there with a client and he's sitting there going to sleep. I hope he don't Jarvis get another defense attorney. I don't even think he want to defend Jarvis. I think he doing that on purpose. I never seen a attorney go to sleep in the courtroom like that. Now let's talk about the 9th and the 10th. She's saying that the attorney right here believed that it was 2 weeks or 13 days when that text message was taken. Text.
From 11/27/23, which is the text message about gym class. And then there's this kind of cryptic text message.
Wait a minute, what she say?
To kill her, or that
She said about the gym class.
searches about legal ways to abort a child, not how to kill somebody or dispose of a body. There's no evidence that he did anything related to the Google searches. There's no receipts of purchases or anything like that. And these text messages were 2 weeks after they were, which was, I believe, 2 weeks or 13 days from 11/27/23, which is the text message about gym class. And then there's this kind of cryptic text message in between that says,
What they say? Hold on, y'all.
after they were released December 9th and 10th, which was, I believe, 2 weeks or 13 days from
11/27, which is a text message about the gym
kind
class.
of cryptic text message in between that says, it healed. We don't know what that means, but we don't know what Mr. Buzz took that to mean. It doesn't necessarily mean that he believed she was pregnant. There's no evidence of a pregnancy. We have medical records until October of 2020.
All right, y'all. Regardless if they have evidence, is she pregnant or not, where is she? So when they brought up pregnancy, that since he brought up, and since they got an abortion, that means somebody pregnant. Evidence of a pregnancy, and this attorney said that they have a medical record until that they believe that it was in October. So if it was in October, if they think she was pregnant October, I'm gonna say October, November, December, January. Naziah was like 4 months. If you want, allegedly. Somebody should have took her to the doctor. I don't understand why they ain't take her to a doctor to get the checkup to where they can do something different.
23 that don't indicate a pregnancy. That she had been to the doctor and said.
In 2023, y'all. I can't wait till this case start the trial. In 2023, there's no indication that Naziah was pregnant, y'all. And it's nothing indicated that she had been to the doctor. I want to ask y'all this question. This is a question I want to ask y'all. Why not take her to the doctor? She only 4 months. And see what they can do. Instead of whatever happened, make a young girl body do something that it not even strong enough to do. Why not take her to the doctor? Why did Auntie Shannon take her to the doctor? Why didn't she tell the grandma to take her to the doctor? And she could have pretended like she didn't know that that her niece was pregnant by Jarvis. Why do this to her? That's what I understand. Why?
When she originally texts or messages Mr. Butts and says she thinks that she's pregnant, there's no evidence of a pregnancy. She went to the doctor. We heard from.
Wait, hold up. Hold up. I didn't know she went to that. Y'all seen the text. Now, what this attorney right here doing is telling us that she was pregnant. That's evidence. A defense attorney. I don't know what y'all doing. The evidence of a pregnancy. She went to the doctor. He did a text. I don't did this when I was young. I don't told guys I was pregnant, y'all, and I wasn't even pregnant. I just wanted to see that they care about me. But I'm not saying this the case, though.
Both her guardian, her grandmother, and her aunt, Shannon Harris, who lived with her. No testimony from either of them that they suspected that she was pregnant, that there was any medical issues.
Okay. The grandma didn't say she was pregnant. The auntie didn't say she was pregnant. Nobody think that she was pregnant in the house. Of course, they're going to say that, defense attorney. I know you doing your job, baby. But they didn't say that suspected that they didn't think that she was pregnant. But we heard the conversation where the aunt said she did take a pregnancy test. One looked blurry and the other one didn't. So we know that she did a pregnancy test. And then you had the cousins who came from out of state, from another state, who ain't been around Naziah since she was 3, said that it was a girl. So why they didn't take the girl to the hospital? Where are the medical records? This is sacrifice.
They had to take care of because that would have caused them to think that she was pregnant. There was an insinuation, well, was she wearing baggy clothing? Was she wearing bigger clothing? There was no testimony that they had to go out and buy new clothes for her because her clothes didn't fit, or that she started wearing baggy clothing. She was wearing denim pants on the day that she disappeared, and there was no testimony that those were not pants that they had recently bought.
Well, she won for 4 months. I didn't even show till I got about, with my first child, I didn't show till I got about 8 months. Because I was skinny and little. So you really can't say, you can say her face swole. What went on in the house, y'all? Do y'all think that they have enough evidence from what these people are saying, the attorneys are saying? Now, I want to hear this part right here, what the defense attorney going to say.
The stain on the swabs of the black hoodie. The only real support for any DNA on the black hoodie was on the non-stained part. And there's testimony that Ms. Harris was wearing that hoodie on the night that she was in Mr. Butt's Escalade when he and Mr. Wright picked her up after seeing her walking down Harper, that they were in the car driving up to Ypsilanti. And so the possibility that his DNA got on this.
Now, this the part that the defense attorney ain't making no sense right here. She ain't making no sense right here.
The stain on the swabs of the black hoodie. The only real support for any DNA on the black hoodie was on the non-stained part. And there's testimony that Ms. Harris was wearing that hoodie on the night that she was in Mr. Butt's Escalade when he and Mr. Wright picked her up after seeing her walking down Harper, that they were in the car driving up to Ypsilanti. And so the possibility that his DNA got on this non-stained part of the black hoodie, it's a premeditated murder in the context of all of the ways that we've heard somebody's DNA can get on a piece of clothing.
I think it's premeditated.
And I kind of talked about this, but we heard testimony that Mr. Butt drove both a Cadillac Escalade and a Nissan Sentra on January 9th and January 10th. There's a lot of pieces of those cars that were tested. Trunk carpet from various areas in both cars, the driver's floor mat, the driver's seat, the door handle, trunk speakers, the trunk frame. All of those things were swabbed for blood and nothing was found.
And that's the truth, y'all. See, my thing was, hold on. Now, I don't agree with the defense attorney right here because the girl said that they didn't even check her car. That's what she told. That what the girlfriend said. Oh, no, they didn't check the car. But they had to do, they should have did. She said they just looked in the car. They didn't check the car. Them folks didn't want to work, y'all, because it was cold.
Talked about this, but we heard testimony that Mr. Butt drove both a Cadillac Escalade and a Nissan Sentra on January 9th and January 10th. There's a lot of pieces of those cars that were tested. Trunk carpet from various areas.
Now, she said that there was some pieces of that was tested in that trunk carpet from the various area, but they didn't find no kind of DNA.
In both cars, the driver's floor mat, the driver's seat, the door handle, trunk speakers, the trunk frame. All of those things were swabbed for blood and nothing was found. We heard about a school life.
So to me, it sounds like, I'm gonna leave it like this, that Jarvis was trying to get rid of somebody else's evidence, okay? That's from listening to her, listen to this attorney right here. I believe Jarvis Butts. I'm not taking up for Jarvis Butts, but I believe Jarvis Butts was trying to get rid of somebody else's evidence, fingerprint. But they didn't find his. They didn't find his fingerprint. I don't think this man a killer, but I think this man know what happened. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. And do y'all think they have enough evidence to have him down for murder? Charge him for murder? I see probable causes. I do see that. But I don't think I think that he was covering up when he said, wipe this down, wipe this car down, don't drive your mom car. I think a lady was in that car. I think somebody young who didn't know how to drive was in that car. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. I'm out.